Welcome to the show, guys. Got a super exciting one here for you. Grab a pen, grab a paper. You don't want to miss this episode. You want to take some notes because we're talking something massive. We are talking top 10 fantasy football breakouts for 2022. Got a list here for you. Again, massive episode because these guys are primed for a massive season, and a lot of these guys are actually really good value. So get a pen and paper out and write it down. While you've got that pen and paper out, guys, keep it out. You want to write this code down right now. FFC20 for Fantasy Football Counselor 20, guys. Head on over to Hooters.com whenever you're hungry, guys, or download the app whenever you're hungry, whenever you're ready for a game, whenever you're doing your draft. It's full force draft season right now. Hooters.com. Use code FFC20 upon checkout. Save $10, guys. $10 on order of 30 or more on takeout or delivery, guys, at select locations across America, guys. Hooters.com. FFC20, guys. Enhance that game watching experience. I was just hanging out at a Hooters the other day. Amazing food. The wings are phenomenal. I like the Cajun. It's up to you guys on what you guys like. I like the Cajun. The nachos are phenomenal. And when you take them out, you get the nachos, you get all the stuff, all the sides with them as well. Everything comes to you ready to eat, and it tastes amazing. Hooters.com, FFC20. Go treat yourself, guys, right now. Now, if you haven't gotten 16 rounds draft season as well, I've linked it below. Full force draft season. Get 16 rounds and smash your league mates. Use code TUBE20 there to save 20% on your 16-round draft solution. So get in, get the solution, get the championship right now. All right, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, thumbs up. And we're going to dive into this right now. And, man, I'm getting hungry, man. I'm starving already, so I'm getting ready to order Hooters. Hopefully you guys can do it while we're on the podcast now. Go right now, Hooters.com, FFC20. Order some wings. By the time this podcast is over, it's almost going to be there, right? So your food's going to be there. So go order some right now. All right, first breakout. Let's dive into this, okay? I want to talk about Damien Pierce because he's all over the news, and I ripped into the Consheeps yesterday on my story mode and on my Insta yesterday and on my social media platforms. I'm going to rip into them again. Damien Pierce, guys, fourth rounder by the drafted by the Texans here, sitting 37th currently on the Consheeps. His ADP is skyrocketing. I'm hearing he's coming off as early as the fifth round in a 12-person league, okay? Let's talk about him real quickly. Now, everybody seems to be riding Damien Pierce now. Get Damien Pierce. Here's a video of Damien Pierce. Oh, we saw this guy. But I've asked this of everybody, and you guys can go to Instagram right now. Every time you see a video of Damien Pierce, tag me at Fantasy Football Counselor because there's no prior receipts of anybody mentioning Damien Pierce breaking out or telling you to draft Damien Pierce because he's buried, because that's why rankings don't work. He's buried on the consensus ranking, sitting 40th, right? So everybody's now riding on Damien Pierce. Yes, he's going to be a potential breakout. Yes, Marlon Mack sucks. And yes, I talk about it in my 16-round draft solution. Yes, I mentioned him back in May in one of my videos. So guys, I keep receipts and I see things before they happen, right? This is why I win. This is why people that get 16 rounds win, is because they see light years ahead of the competition, right? So Damien Pierce, everybody's now riding the Damien Pierce train. He is primed for a breakout. Now, could this be a preseason, just a flash of preseason and maybe he falls off? Maybe. But at the end of the day, he's worth a stash. That's all I was telling you to do with him, and he's got that breakout potential, right? Now, everybody's riding him. His ADP shot up by the Consheeps, and he's going to be harder to get. But I got him in a $2,000 buy-in league, and I got him for free as like my RB5. So I'm grateful for that, but a lot of people won't be able to have that benefit because I drafted back in June and July. I've got my rosters because I know what's going to happen before it happens. So big-time breakout, Damien Pierce. The talent is there. The youth is there. He runs angry. Fourth-round pick out of Florida. Texans need a running back. They need to pound the ball, move it down the field for Davis Mills to be efficient. And Nico Collins, another sleeper, which you're going to get to in a second. But I'm telling you, Damien Pierce, big-time breakout. Everyone's talking about him, but we were talking about him on this channel way back in May. So make sure you guys subscribe and get 16 rounds so you can see other breakouts before they happen, okay? 16-round draft session. Get it right now. I've linked it below. Head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com and use that code, guys, TUBE20 to save yourself 20%, all right? Second breakout here, and again, he had a mini breakout last year. I love him. I love the value as well. The guy I'm talking about is Darnell Mooney, sitting 24th on the consensus, on the Consheeps' rankings. Finished 23rd last year. Oh, that's ironic. Copy and paste. The guy had a 1,000-yard season receiving, 1,055, 4 touchdowns, 140 targets on, 81 receptions. So over 1,000 yards receiving, guys. That's not bad for a super young guy going into his third season. So Darnell Mooney going into his third season, he was a 5th round pick, but now has solidified the role as the wide receiver 1 on a Bears offense that definitely needs some targets and people that are going to need to catch the ball. Darnell Mooney, the talent is there, the hunger is there. I know that a guy that knows Fields and knows Darnell Mooney personally. These guys have been working together intensely. And he says, don't be shocked if this guy tears it up this year, okay? The volume is going to be there. You saw a little flash of him in preseason. I think it was week 1 or 2 with that one catch and throw with Justin Fields. I'm excited. I'm not excited about Justin Fields, but there is some ceiling there with Justin Fields even. But Darnell Mooney is primed to have himself a phenomenal season, and the value is there in the 5th round. Now, a lot of people ask, do I like him as a wide receiver 1? I mean, ideally if you can get someone else too, but you're going to be stacking a bunch of wide receivers in rounds 4 to 7, where you're going to be loaded at wide receiver after you've gone robust RB. And I explain all of this in the 16-round draft. So if you've not got it, you're missing out, guys. Do not draft. Do not leave your draft to chance. Get 16 rounds. But Mooney's that guy that I absolutely love in and round 5 to 7. If he falls there, great. I got myself a wide receiver 1 that's volume. He's getting a lot of volume, okay, period. And I like the talent. I think the youth is there, the talent is there, the hunger is there. Love him, okay, guys? Now, I did create a draft app as well. My partner and I, we created a draft app. It's also under programs under the 16-round draft solution. It's called 16 Rounds Plus, guys, okay? Or just Google 16 Rounds Plus and get the app because it tells you when these guys are on contract year, okay? It tells you guys. You can open up this app during your draft and you're able to see all these extra statistics on there. Are they in for a contract year? Are they a sleeper? Are they a reach in a particular round? All that data is there for you in the app, 16 Rounds Plus under programs as well. Okay, guys? Coming at number 3 here, big time breakout here. Breakout sleeper, whatever you want to call him. So we got to talk about Damien Pierce, Darnell Mooney, absolutely potentially going off in opportunities to succeed, and their ADP is solid, right? I mean, Damien Pierce is rising. Mooney's still solid. Another guy who's got a solid average draft position of round 5, give or take, sitting 27th on the consensus, is Jeudy. Now, I love Jeudy this season. Obviously, years to wow us were not wow. So part of me is a little apprehensive, or, I'm nervous, or I'm just, hesitant, in drafting him. Like there's something pulling me back, and there's a chance he could absolutely bust and go back to the Jeudy that we've seen over the past 3 years. But it's hard to imagine that, knowing that the talent is there, knowing that the Broncos invested high draft capital in him 2 or 3 years ago, going into his 3rd season now, I believe. They drafted high draft capital in him, and I think he was a 1st-round pick. They're going to use him. Now, he's only had, 3 touchdowns the past 2 seasons? They're going to use him, though. I know Sutton has been emerging as the one, and that's a big question. People ask me, is it going to be Sutton? Is it going to be Jeudy? I'm still leaning towards Jeudy because I see him as that Lockett role, more of a dynamic playmaker, more of a better route runner. I see him getting more receptions by the end of the season as long as he stays healthy. And with that Russell Wilson major upgrade at quarterback, the sky's the limit, and you're theoretically getting a wide receiver 1. So I like Jeudy, due for a massive breakout in a great situation on a great offense with a great quarterback throwing the ball. The sky is the limit for Mr. Jeudy. Absolutely love him, okay? Coming at number 3. Coming at number 4 here, a lot of people are sleeping on him, sitting 37th on the consensus rankings and again, when I give you the ranking, that's amongst their position. So they're far lower on the overall, right? So Drake is sitting 37th amongst wide receivers right now. Now, Drake London was the first wide receiver off the board this year. The Falcons believe in him. Now, I love Kyle Pitts. I think the ceiling is there as well. But Drake London in a prime position to succeed, whether it be Desmond Ridder throwing the ball, who looked good in preseason, or Marcus Mariota, guys. Drake London going to be a monster this year. Again, it's a plug-and-play situation where by default, he gets that wide receiver slot. Now, if you put it in perspective, and I talk about perspective here, let's talk about perspective, okay? If Ridley was here, he'd probably be coming off as a top 10, top 15 wide receiver, even with Mariota there, because we've kind of seen what Ridley can do. Who's to say that Drake London can't outdo what Calvin Ridley did? Right now, I know Matt Ryan's not there, and I know that he could not be as good as Calvin Ridley, and I know there's other variables. But understand, guys, Drake London is in a prime position to succeed. They invested high draft capital in him. 1st overall pick for the Falcons, 8th overall. Great prospect out of college. Tall, quick, 50-50 balls, comes down with them. Creates decent separation, right? And he's going to be a good red zone target. Drake London is in a prime position to succeed in for a major breakout. Now, some people say, well, rookies can't break out. Yes, they count as a breakout because their ADP is so low. You get them for good value. and they break out and have a massive year and everybody's riding them. The Chiefs are riding them next year. So yeah, you can call them breakout. You can say that Damien Pierce had a mini breakout in preseason, right? Wait till the season starts. So again, Drake London in for a prime season, breakout potential, okay? Next guy, I got another rookie for you. Now I've got 5 rookies and 5, not even veterans, but guys, the second, third year players, okay? Next guy, number 5 here is Alec Pierce. Now his ADP has come up a little bit. He's sitting 83rd amongst wide receivers, which again is a huge value because you're getting a wide receiver too. Now I've got a couple guys here that are wide receiver twos that I would rather have over a Waddle and Higgins. Now T. Higgins coming off 3rd round, Waddle typically round 4 in a 12-person league that could surpass Tyreek Hill. Yes, Waddle could surpass Tyreek Hill because he got that rapport. Higgins, I don't see Higgins passing Jamar Chase, let's be honest. But you're getting wide receiver twos that are relatively safe but have suspect quarterbacks in Tua I'm not really sold on. And you're paying a 4th round pick. When I can get Alec Pierce, who's my 5th breakout here, right, for absolutely free, sometimes going undrafted, okay? Now, I've put him on radar for a lot of people. Everyone seems to be copying my stuff. But Alec Pierce, the guy put on a lot of people's radar, and now he slid into that wide receiver 2 role. I'm telling you, Paris Campbell is not a guy that can get it done, right? Can't stay healthy. Pierce is a guy, 2nd round pick, Matt Ryan throwing the ball, good O-line, big speedster. I love Alec Pierce, guys. I love him. He's on all my teams, and I don't care because I spent nothing to get him. Alec Pierce, guys, big time fantasy football breakout. And remember these names next year because I guarantee you 10 people here, I'd say 4 minimum, 4 at least, are going to be being ridden hard and high on the ADP consensus. Guaranteed. So if you get 4 of these guys, I think all 10 are going to do well. But what I'm saying is I think a minimum of 4 to 5, half of these guys are going to be higher on the ADP by mid-season or third, going into next season, man, you won't be able to get these guys for the price you're going to get them, okay? Number 6 here, all right? And by the way, everyone seems to be copying my stuff and riding. Not only do they ride the train, they're actually copying my content. I did a video here. I want to share a story with you guys here. I actually did a video where, I don't know if you guys saw it. If you're not following my Insta, you guys are really missing out. Where I'm in the middle of a lake here. I don't know, 300 yards from the surface there, from the sand. And you can see here, guys, I did this video. I'm posting it right there. I'm in the middle of the water. And what I said in the video was like, hey, man, these are some drowning picks. And some mainstream consensus analysts, I won't say who. If you guys want to see the video, DM me on Instagram. I'll show you the video. I don't want to give this guy any publicity, but if you really want to see it, DM me on Insta at Fantasy Football Counselor. Just say send me the sheepsis or send me the vid, and I'll know what you're talking about. There's a consensus guy that did the same thing, but he did in his back pool, and he was diving for sleepers. It's so bad, man. It was just really, really poorly done. It was an above ground pool. Thinking if you work at a big network like that, you think you'd have an in-ground pool. But either way, it was so bad. He had like these goggles on. He went down and he's like, I got a Romeo Dobbs, a deep sleeper. I don't know what he was saying, but it was so bad. But the point I'm trying to make is you got to be the trendsetter. You got to see see things before they happen. That's what I do, guys, in the 16-round draft solution, guys. Make sure you guys get it, and you guys can see things before they happen ahead of your, the people in your league. Okay, guys? It's not that hard, guys. I just live and breathe this stuff. I see above everybody else in the industry, and the reason is because they play it safe, and you don't win by playing it safe. Very simple. All right, guys? Coming at number 6 here, and this guy is a big-time sleeper, completely going undrafted. At the quarterback position, Davis Mills. You saw that in week 3 of preseason. He threw that rope in there to his wide receiver. Who was it? Moore, one of those wide receivers there. It was supposed to go originally to Nico Collins for a touchdown. He did go to Nico Collins in week 2. Amazing touchdown catch by Nico Collins. But it was, I think, to Moore, and it was a slant route right down the middle. He threw a rope. And the guy looks really good, really, really good. Again, it's only preseason, but he was ultra efficient, the second best rookie quarterback last year, and would have, if he stayed in college a year longer, been the top quarterback picked off the board this year. Davis Mills completely underrated. I think from what he's saying, he's ready to shock the world. I think he's going to shock the world. I'm all in on Davis Mills as a backup quarterback this year. I'm all in, and I just think that the efficiency is going to be there. I think talent is there. I think he definitely needs a better wide receiver in the mix, but I think what he's got is going to be efficient enough. They're going to pound the rock with Damien Pierce. They've got Davis Mills, and I think the whole Texans team is pretty much being slept on, okay? So Davis Mills, huge breakout potential this year, coming at number 6. Coming at number 7, and you could say, well, Joe, he kind of broke out last year. I don't care. I think he still has a bigger season this year. Big season. The guy I'm talking about is Kyle Pitts. Now, last year he had 1,026 yards, only 1 touchdown on 110 targets for 68 receptions. I think he takes a definite big leap and a step up this year and has a major breakout. He had a mini breakout last year, again, finishing 6th amongst tight ends last year. Not bad, 176 points in PPR. I think it takes a huge leap forward. Between him and Drake London, if you get one or both these guys, I don't mind stacking them. I think we're going to have a great season this year with Kyle Pitts, who, again, is pretty much uncoverable. That's what I'm hearing. Like, he is a tough guy to cover, and even his defenders are having trouble with him. They always pick on him, saying, man, you're so good. Like, you know what I mean? I had the beat writer explaining the story to me, saying that he's so hard to guard. Like, he's tough, man. So I'm excited about him, and I don't mind grabbing him in the 3rd round. I don't mind going RB, tight end, maybe a Herbert, and then going Damien Pierce. Damien Pierce is coming up higher in the ADP, maybe round 5. It's crazy, man. Damien Pierce went from like undrafted to like 12th round to like 10th round to like 8th round to like, I'm hearing he's coming off rounds 5 to 6. So yeah, Kyle Pitts, I wouldn't mind blending him in as part of the Sneaky 7 formula, which again, I explained in 16 rounds. Okay. Coming at number 8 here. I like him. Again, big time breakout potential, sitting 63rd on the Concheapsis rankings. The guy I'm talking about is Nico Collins. Guys, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Going back to that Alec Pierce discussion, I don't have to spend too much time on this. You're getting a wide receiver 2 on his team who's primed for volume, and you're paying nothing to get him. Period. Nico Collins, look out. I talked about Davis Mills. I talked about them moving the ball down the field with Damien Pierce taking off. Texans offense, man, in for a breakout, whether it be Nico Collins or Cooks, or which is pretty good value as well. Cooks is. And then you've got Davis Mills, the backup quarterback. You got Damien Pierce. You get him as your RB3 or better. You guys are going to be very happy with the value you're getting for the Texans offense. Now people are starting to wake up after I've been talking about this way back in May. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. Coming at number 9 here. I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about these two guys at the exact moment, but that's a good thing because when it starts to get warm and fuzzy, I've already rostered them and then Concheapsis are sleeping. Number 9 here is Kenneth Walker, sitting 39th on the Concheapsis rankings. 2nd round pick. Chris Carson shipped off. Rashad Penny can't stay healthy, and he sucks. So in comes Kenneth Walker in a position where he could easily take that job. I know there's a slew of running backs there. It's a bit of a disaster, a bit of a committee, and I understand they may be working by committee. I'm not saying he's my RB1, RB2, RB3, but as an RB4, I'm comfortable with the Kenneth Walker. I really, really am. I know a lot of people are going to be asking, and drop a comment below if you guys want to ask a question. Kenneth Walker or Damien Pierce at the exact moment, based on the hype surrounding him and the talent that we've seen, the flashes that we've seen, the opportunity that we've seen. Damien Pierce obviously looks like the shiny new toy, and obviously you feel more warm and fuzzy about him, but I completely wouldn't sleep on Kenneth Walker. I still think he's going to get a good return on investment on his draft position, and I still think he's going to take that RB1 job. Again, with the hernia, may miss a week, may miss a couple weeks, but it's going to be interesting how this all plays out, but I still think Kenneth Walker prevails and could be a league winner here for you. Fantasy Football Breakout, but also a Fantasy Football League winner. Kenneth Walker, talent is there. The draft capital was there by the Seahawks. The opportunity is there. Penny gets hurt. Penny wasn't even that good to begin with. Penny had 5 touchdowns in first 3 seasons of his career. Forget it. If Penny was going to break out, he would have broken out. And I don't care. He had like 3 or 4 good games at the end of last season. Not good enough. They drafted Walker for a reason because they know Penny's not good. That's why. Walker, look out, big time breakout. And the last guy here had a terrible preseason game in week 2, I think it was, or 3. I think week 2. The guy I'm talking about was Breece Hall, sitting 18th on the consensus. 3rd round ADP. If you do draft him, make sure he's part of a robust RB strategy as your 3rd running back, okay? Understand, guys, that he could break out or could bust. They've got Michael Carter slated as the starter. I think that's more of a formality, as a let's not hurt Michael Carter's feelings anymore type thing. Breece Hall was drafted, and they moved up to draft him in the 2nd round, where they could have addressed many other positions. The coaches have said they're going to use him a lot. The talent is there. The number 1 running back prospect out of the NFL draft. You know, if you saw him preseason, maybe he's just getting his jitters out, his bugs, right? Some people look really good in preseason, but end up doing bad when the season starts. A good example of that years ago was Amir Abdullah. Looked really shifty, looked really flashy in preseason, and then, well, I don't really need to say anything more about Amir Abdullah other than he sucks. So If you haven't checked the Suckasode, go back a couple episodes, listen to the Suckasode. So Breece Hall in for a massive breakout, and I think we'll have this conversation, mid-season or end of the season here, where, again, I think he's being slept on, could have that top 10 potential, right? Sitting 18th on the consensus rankings, okay? If you want real rankings, go to my website under rankings. Again, that's just more of a formality. Everything's under 16 rounds. I don't really believe in rankings. I just put them on my site just as a guideline. The truth is in the 16 rounds and the 16 rounds plus draft app, all right, guys? Make sure you guys go get the app. There's your 10 list, top 10 breakouts there for you. And again, there's more. All of them in my 60-round drafts, which I can't give you all the answers here, right? But this is huge value. Hopefully you got your pen. And if you're hungry right now, FFC20Hooters.com. Go save $10 on order of 30 or more. Go do that at select Hooters locations, guys. Go do that. Hooters.com. Download the app. FFC20. Go enjoy some amazing wings, nachos, and their food. All right, guys? I appreciate your fantasies here. Get 16 rounds. Subscribe. Thumbs up. I'm out.